Again, I told you, the Quran did not leave a single problem without a solution. So if Allah is telling you what's the solution to never be broke, to always have rizq, to always have money and wealth in any situation, in any economy, in any environment, how are you supposed to do that? Well, the best example, as we know it, is from these two prophets right here, Prophet Dawud and Prophet Sulaiman. But in this video, we're going to be focusing only on Prophet Dawud. So if you just understand what did Prophet Dawud do, you'll realize that this is the best example of wealth. So if you actually apply this in your own life, you'll notice like, bro, like I can never go broke once I actually do this. And again, like Allah put this beautiful story of this prophet in the book for you. This was made for you, so you can extract lessons out of it. It's not just some stories that you read and you're just like, oh, okay, beautiful stories. It's not just about that. You're supposed to learn it and then take the information, take the value, and put it into your own life. And then once you do that, you'll notice the effect, because this is like a divine, literally like a divine lesson from Allah, that as soon as you apply it, you'll see the benefit. So what did Prophet Dawood do? So Prophet Dawood was both a king and a prophet, right? So a lot of you guys are going to be like, well, he was already a king, like he already had the money. But here I'm telling you how to never go broke. I'm not telling you how to start like attracting rizq, because that's in the course. I'm telling you, when you do have some money, how to never ever go broke. So here, Prophet Dawood, he was already a king. And if you were a king, then you're going to be making your money from the city. So like the taxes, the land, literally everything that's from the city, you'll be making your money from that. Which means we're talking about someone right here, which is Prophet Dawood, who's like bro, like if there was a millionaire, Prophet Dawood would be like, he would look at the millionaire like they're nothing. Like Prophet Dawood had a lot of wealth. He was a king. So a king means he has a lot of wealth. But you know what's something that's like so insane that I found? Is that even though Prophet Dawood was a king and he has all the money in the world, I read this hadith right here, right? This hadith. And this is so beautiful, bro. So you can read the entire hadith and all that. But then Muhammad ﷺ, he said that Prophet Dawood, he would never eat but from the work of his own hands. Of his own hands. So even though he has a lot of money, he wouldn't eat unless like he worked physically with his hands, and then he would eat. What does that tell you, bro? Well, here's the thing. After doing some research about Prophet Dawood's life, I'm like, what does like his daily schedule look like? So look at this, right? So he was a king, right? He would wake up in the morning and then he would do his king activities. That's the first thing. But then when he's done with the king activities, he would do the judging activities. So basically he was a king, but also a judge. So you know, like when you go to courts and there's like the actual judge, that's what he would do. So he was a king first, but then he would also like do some judgments. So in the morning, he would basically do his king stuff, but then in the afternoon, he would do his like judging stuff. But then as soon as like for example like Asr came, like after like 5 o'clock p.m., what he would do is that he would basically do his blacksmith activities. And this is something when I learned, bro, I'm like, bro, a king, like this person has all the money in the world. And okay, he's a judge, so he still has a lot of money, but then why would he like become a blacksmith and then like work with iron, make armor, make swords and all that stuff? I'm like, this makes no sense right here. But then it hit me. Like if you actually read Surah Sad, a lot of people say Surah Sad, like if you ever want to be protected from never going broke and how to like attracting money and just getting a lot of money like by making dua, like Surah Sad is the best surah for that. To the point, there was this exact ayah right here, right? إن هذا لرزقنا ما له من نفاد, which says this is indeed our provision that will never end. I remember my mom, she wrote this exact ayah and then she put it on a paper and then she just put it in my wallet so that like I'm always reminded by it. This ayah right here shows you that Surah Sad holds the key to never going broke. It holds the key to always having wealth, to always having sustenance, to always having everything that you need. So this right here, like, who's the hero of Surah Sad? Well, Prophet Dawood, bro. Prophet Dawood. So Prophet Dawood holds the key to never going broke. He holds the key to always having provision, always having wealth, always having money. So what did Prophet Dawood do? Because when you understand what did Prophet Dawood do, you'll understand this entire ayah, and then this ayah is going to actually have like an effect in your life to the point your rizq, like your wealth, will never finish. You will never go broke. This is like, bro, this is like a divine law. When you understand what he did, you will never go broke. So then what did he do? Well, again, I told you, right? He was a king, a judge, and a blacksmith. And understand this, bro. A king would never want to be a blacksmith. A blacksmith, it's almost like it's a low job, right? And then a king is like a super high job. So Prophet Dawood was both a king, high job, and a blacksmith, a low job. When I when I understood this, bro, when I understood this, it finally hit me. I'm like, if you want to never have your risk end, you need to be on both sides, bro. I mean, think of it, right? If we just go and search up the Star of David, what does the Star of David look like? Like, this is the symbol of the Jews, right? But what does it look like? So here's the thing: it has a tip and it has a bottom. So, and who created this? It was the Star of David. So the Star of Dawood. He literally like almost like created this as a symbol of him being at the top and being at the bottom, all in the same place. So then, whatever happens to him, like, I mean, what's the biggest fear of people in the top? Well, their biggest fear is going to the bottom. But for Prophet Dawood, he was already in the bottom. So even if he goes to the bottom, he's like, bro, I'm already in the bottom. Like, what am I so scared of? Like, if I'm at the top and then something happens where I have to go down to the bottom, I'm already at the bottom. Like, I'm already benefiting from being in the bottom. But at the same time, I'm already in the top. So I'm getting both benefits from the top and the bottom. And this is something that's insane because here's the thing: a lot of people believe, and this, bro, like, you look at any rich person, their biggest fear is just losing the money. But Prophet Dawood here, he's coming and he's showing us it's like, in order for you to protect your wealth to the point that you'll never go broke, you need to be on both sides. You can't just be on one side. You have to be on, like, if you're broke, no money, and you're stuck there forever, that's not good. But then if you're always rich with money and you're stuck there forever, that's also not good. You got to be on both sides, because when you are on both sides, then you're basically doing what Prophet Dawood did, and this will ensure that your provision, your wealth, it'll never end. And bro, like, this is in the Quran, by the way. Like, for those of you who believe, who are gonna be telling me, it's like, no, how do you know he's a blacksmith? So Allah's saying, like, we've made iron moldable for him. وَأَلَنَّا لَهُ الْحَدِيدِ. So Prophet Dawood, he was very good at doing things with the iron. So he's a very good blacksmith. And then the hadith right here too, like, he would never eat but from the work of his own hands. Like, imagine being a king, bro, having all the money, but then you would still prefer not eating unless you spend the money, and that money came from something that you've created with your own hands. Like, as a blacksmith, he made armor, he would sell the armor or the sword, make money from it, and then use that money to go and eat. And understand this, right? Like, Prophet Dawood had the ability to control mountains, birds. He had the ability to like do anything, bro. Like, this man is not a normal man, just so you know. And yet he was still doing those things that we consider low. And why am I even telling all of this stuff? I'm telling all of this stuff because if you've seen my recent video, actually talking about Israel and how they're going to be falling, when Israel falls, understand that when they fall, the internet is also going to be falling. So if the internet is going to be falling, electricity is going to be falling, that means most of the work that we're going to have to do is all going to be manual stuff, like hands-on stuff. So if you are the type of person that's never done hands-on stuff, you will never survive in such an economy. So if you want to survive in any economy, you got to be doing both things. So even me, and by the way, this is, by the way, a lesson for you and me, especially actually me, because I've come to a point right now where I'm like, especially those people with online money, we make money from online just using like our minds and our hands, right? Doing nothing. Like, I'm sitting with my butt down and I'm just literally pressing buttons just like this, and all of a sudden money just comes into my bank account, which is beautiful. And we're so blessed to have such a thing. But Habibi, if you're always just sitting down and you're doing this, there's gonna come a time, and I told you there's gonna come a time where there's no internet. You won't be able to do this and then have money come into your bank account. So you'll go back to doing manual things, just like how things were back in the day. So if you don't know how to be on the other side, you'll never survive. You will, like, this risk that you have is going to be ending. And understand, that's what Prophet Dawood was. Like, as a king, he can just sit down, do things, order people, and then things will happen. He will basically be making money. But he understood. Understand, this man, like, if you consider yourself busy, this man was busier than you and me combined. Like, because think about it, because there was a hadith right here too, like this hadith right here, right? So Prophet Dawood, he would be fasting. So he would fast one day and then eat the other day. He would also, like, so he was also given the Psalms, right? Like the Zabur. And on top of that, there was even a hadith that says that he would wake up after, like, the last third of the night, he would wake up and he would go and do worship using the Psalms. So this man was like super busy. Imagine this, right? He would fast. That's the very first thing. Which is actually, by the way, in of itself, like, just fasting, right? Where is it? Fasting. Right here. Fasting is actually one of the best ways to never go broke. And what's so funny is I talk about copywriting, One of the biggest copywriters, Gary Halbert. Let me show you who this guy is. Gary Halbert. This guy, if you actually read his letters and all that stuff, this guy, he says that, well, if you want to start making money seriously, start fasting. And this guy's not even Muslim. This guy's not even, I don't even know what his religion is. But he's like, if you want to just make money easily, start fasting. So that's the first thing. So Prophet Dawud would be fasting a lot, every other day, fasting. But then the second thing is that he would always wake up in the middle of the night. So that's the second thing, right? Worship Allah during nighttime, which will equal never go broke. So that's the second thing. But then on top of that, he was a king. Look how many hours of sleep this person used to get. So he was a king, he would fast and he would worship Allah during the nighttime. And then in the middle of the day, he would basically be a judge over the people as a king. And then as a result, he would also be a blacksmith. So he's doing all these things, bro. All these things. So if he's doing all these things and he's way richer than you and me, who are you and me to come and say, oh, like I have money, but I'm not willing to go and do these low level jobs, those hands on jobs. Can you imagine that? And you know who's the biggest proof that I've seen this actually following this whole thing? And you'll be surprised who's following this, bro. Tai Lopez. This guy right here. Remember this guy, bro? Internet most hated. This guy was so misunderstood. People are like hating on him and stuff. This guy knows more than you and me, bro. This guy's a millionaire, right? But one thing that Tai Lopez, if you actually go through his things, he would say he's like, he makes money, but then half the year he's in the city making money, but the other half he's in the farm doing farming things. And back in the day when I used to hear about that, I'm like, Tai, bro, why do you like? I just want to make money, man. I don't want to do things in the farm. Why is he showing like his farm stuff? But then I realized the wisdom. There's so much wisdom in that. You have to be on both sides, man. If you're not on both sides, where you're at the highest and the lowest, you'll always be scared of being in the lowest. And if you're just in the lowest, you'll always be scared of being in the highest. But if you're on both sides, first of all, not only is your personality going to be that of someone with strength, but at the same time, like you'll never be scared ever in being in any side because you're on both anyway. So right now, if you're someone who is like making money online, if you're making money online, like even me, I'm thinking about this now too, and I feel like I should start doing it. Start looking for things to do that are hands-on. So for example, blacksmith, right? No one's is a blacksmith nowadays anymore. But how about like actual physical stuff? Like for example, lawn mowing. You can mow the lawn, bro. Like you do the like mowing the lawn with your hands. For example, knitting. You can knit with your hands. Even cooking. Like you need to be, especially if you're able to do something that's like hands-on, and then you make money from that. And then you like this is actually like a risk that's coming to you, like wealth that's coming to you. That's beautiful. And by the way, like look at this, right? This guy right here, Grant Cardone. A lot of people think this guy, they're like they make fun of the other day, right? People make fun of this guy a lot. But I'm like, he knows more than you and me. What this guy was doing the other day I saw is that he was basically selling shout-outs for cheap. And then people were like, oh, Grant Cardone, you claim to have like $1 million business and blah blah, like multi-million, but then why are you sitting here doing work for like $200 or 150 or whatever? Like, why are you doing low level work when you have all that money? And because this guy understands, he understands. Like when you're at the top, if you can bring yourself back at the bottom, do things at the bottom, you'll ensure your wealth will never end because you're on both sides. It will never end. So whatever happens, it's okay. Whatever economy you're in, it's okay. And also like farming, right? Like Tai Lopez. If you as a person right now go and start farming, like again, you're gonna ensure that you're both at the top and in the bottom. And by the way, some of you guys are gonna be commenting. You're gonna be like, "Bro, I'm not even at the top yet." I'm not even at the top yet. We'll start getting at the top, shaking my head. This stuff right here does not mean stay and like do this stuff and then stay in the bottom. Bro, don't just stay in the bottom. You gotta be on both sides once again. And then the other thing too is that keep yourself busy. Busy. Prophet Dawud was so busy, bro. If you ever find yourself like you're having free time, get yourself busy. Again, imagine being a king, but then also a blacksmith. Like you're working with iron. So this is what I found out after like just reading about the story of Prophet Dawud alayhi salam. And Prophet Dawud was so loved by Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, by the way. Like Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam would usually mention, like from the prophets that he would mention the most, he would mention Musa and Prophet Dawud. Also like Adam alayhi salam. I remember like there was a story about Adam alayhi salam. When he saw all of humanity, he saw the soul of Dawud and he was like, that's a special soul. Like give this soul some of my years so that he can live a bit longer. So this prophet is so unique, and that when you actually just go through his life and understand what he was doing, you'll gain so much benefit from it. So this is the lesson that I want to leave you with. Try to be as best as possible on both sides. Try to be like at the top, and at the same time, try to be at the bottom. And you'll notice like this would mean you're gonna have a job where it makes you a lot of money. That's the first thing. It's gonna make you a lot of money, but you won't have to do manual labor. But then you'll have another thing where you're doing a lot of manual labor, and that's the job that's gonna be making you money, where you can just do anything with that money. Buy your food, do anything. And then for those of you who are like, no, but this is gonna hurt my ego. That's the whole point, bro. That's literally the whole point. But why would you even say such a thing? Why would you be like, oh, I'm too like this is gonna hurt my ego? Why would you? This prophet was a king, bro, a king. So he has more responsibilities than you, and at the same time, he would still become a blacksmith. He would still do those low level activities. So you and me, we have no excuse. And especially if you've watched my video from yesterday, you will know that again we're going to be reaching a time where a lot of things are going to be you're going to be doing a lot of things hands on. So if you still don't know how to do things hands on, you will never survive in the upcoming years. Never survive. And on top of that, seeing examples from people that are rich nowadays, like Ty Lopez, doing those things where they're both at the top and at the bottom, they know the secret, bro. These people know the secret. But for some reason, you've never realized the secret. And honestly, I've never realized the secret too until like I started reading about Prophet Dawud alayhi salam. So this secret is something that even like the high level rich people are using, because Prophet Dawud was like the highest level rich. So then you should also start doing the same exact thing. So by the way, if you ever see me right now, like knocking on people's doors, hey, do you want me to do your lawn? Don't be surprised, bro.